Perfect. So, good evening, folks. Welcome to AI Toronto Meetup Group. I am Hiren Dosani, Meetup organizer and your host for today evening. Now, today evening is special for several reasons. First and foremost, you all RSVP'd and you showed up. It's two different things. And very recently, I was talking with our presenter Chandan to have a use case how to predict presence in Meetup. Secondly, this will be our last meetup of 2018. And based on the experiences and the support of you all, I already started planning for 2019 and I promise to be back in January 2019. And last but not the least, our presenter for tonight. We have an ace presenter in Chandan today. I have known him and worked with him. He is very knowledgeable, respected, and highly experienced consultant and a trainer, and I so look forward to listening to his talk today. Since this will be lots of interactive talking as well as hands-on, let's not waste any time and welcome Chandan. Please welcome Chandan.
Thanks, guys. So I guess so. Before we begin, I just want to set the agenda for the today's talk. How many guys you are know some kind of played with machine learning or any kind of cloud service APIs? Anybody? So what do you rate yourself like? You're beginner or learning or? Yeah. So actually, today the goal of this training is mostly to have some kind of background giving, so that even if someone is not a data scientist, you may not know anything about data, but you should be in a position to create some kind of application. It could be any application. It could be your hobby project, or it could be anything for your kids, or actually you can make some live project and is a very cool solution you can make. The key is that with the cloud services now, you don't necessarily have to have the knowledge, because all algorithms are already been deployed in the cloud. You just have to call a REST API and you get the data. The key is that you have to think of a use case and how you can apply to solve a business problem. So today we'll be focusing on the classic use case of using sentiment analysis, and who is not aware of sentiment analysis, so we can skip if that is the case. Are you guys aware of sentiment analysis? So sentiment analysis is the word is used mostly in AI and machine learning world for a kind of a feeling of a word. So take an example. If I say a sentence, so say, how am I? So based on that, what it does is, behind the scene, the algorithm, if you read any kind of these kind of tokenizing algorithms, text processing algorithm, what they do, they take each and every word and they do lament and tokenize the word. Based on tokenization of the word, and it tries to find those literals, and based on that, it tries to predict what is the feeling for the conversation. If someone say, I hate you, so the moment it says the word hate, it will say sentiment is negative. And it is not that straightforward. It's not like based on only if hate, say bad or something like that. But based on combination of so many words they are used. This is how most of the algorithm works to say some kind of your opinion. And so these are basic. Again, these are not facts. They are very subjective impressions. It could be anything. And so technique use is mostly interchangeably, people call it data mining as well, because you are mining the data. You're looking for certain aspect and feature of the data. We will not be going into details of algorithm, because I said neither I am a data scientist and I don't expect we will become data scientists in 1 hour, right? You have to do a PhD for that. So we'll take the use case today for Twitter, because it's the most popular, most common, easy to use, and you can use pretty much easy to use APIs to achieve that objective. So the key feature of Twitter is that because of the limit of the word, before it was 140 characters, now they increased it, but still most people still write in 140, and in that they have to concise their whole opinion, or their whatever, if they are happy, frustrated, whatever, they have to put everything in that. And it presents a very useful use case for sentiment analysis. So you can get a Twitter text and you can run as some kind of algorithm to find out if the sentiment is positive, negative, or neutral. We'll keep it that simple. Based on that, so this is a very good, so characteristics of the message makes good candidate, bad candidate. So classic example, say you posted something Twitter, and you want to see the sentiment of your, say you launch a product, say hello, hi guys, try this product, and based on that you can see what is the sentiment on that. You can have some kind of idea how people like it or dislike it. Take an example, when weed got legalized, right? Marijuana got legalized. That day I was writing this application, I did analysis, and actually surprisingly majority were like positive. Some people were saying bad, but almost I saw, at least I did for 10 minutes analysis, almost 60 to 70% people were positive, rest were neutral, and some were negative. Of course it has to be some kind of, so this is a one good use case. And another use case about sentiment analysis is a product review. So in Amazon or anywhere, if you have any kind of e-commerce product right now in the market, pretty much everybody running some kind of bot. What they do, go to your Amazon or Google, try to find the review, and one sentence you run the sentiment and see, and based on that you can create some kind of analysis. So few things like trending, bias identification, and summarization. And the business application, I said, like if you're selling something, you can see what exactly you're looking for and you can evaluate. And the last but not the least, the most important is politics. Because if you guys have watched that video of Trump in Netflix, it is a American Dream. It actually is a documentary about how he first started working and election and all through, and it in that one of the sections they emphasize how he actually propelled for the position, because long back he used to tweet, and when he used to tweet, a certain kind of keywords were triggering extreme emotions. That was the key factor for him. In that they were saying if he says build the wall in tweet, okay, then he matched the sentiments was really good. So this is how he formulated the whole strategy. Okay, these things are, I mean, so that actually it was a game changer, because other politicians, they were looking for a traditional approach, okay, hello, how are you doing, whatever they were doing. But this guy took a different approach, data driven approach, and we see the result. Good and bad, that is a different story. I'm here to focus only on the data part, how data is crucial and how you can use it for your good. So another thing, as I said, sentiment analysis is not easy. It's not easy in the way that if you want to master the algorithm, it is a different ball game, and we are not going to do here because I'm not data scientist, and I don't think anybody's here, and that poses a lot of challenge, because again, when you and sentiment analysis, there is one limitation. It's very specific to language. Take an example. If you write an algorithm for English, that may or may not work on any other language, because semantics are completely different. So that is why you see a lot of algorithms are there. You have to specify the language, and based on that it runs the algorithm. Take an example like any Eastern language, the sentence structure is completely different than English language. So other language, it may be a different kind of algorithm, but may not be. So this is the one of the challenge. And another thing, today we'll see what I'll do. I'll run the algorithm against Python and Azure and AWS and see how data is a little bit different. Not necessarily everybody thinks that opinion. Like in my opinion, like few search I saw, Amazon was showing many things as a neutral, where Azure was showing positive or negative. So they have a different algorithm, so it can be different outcome. But again, it is not fact. It's all subjective, how algorithm perceives it, how it is going on. So to sum up on this, so sentiment analysis, product review, books, policy discussion. So binary, you can do very, as I give example of like build the wall, extreme opinion on that, you can see that, and pattern. Any question on that so far? Anything, just as a discussion, don't think about it's a kind of I'm giving a one-way lecture, you can. So today we'll do some demo. So basically we'll do some like raw data, we'll take the Twitter data and we'll change the hashtag, any hashtag, say like most favorite and most dynamic hashtag is Trump. The moment you put, it's like millions of tweets are coming, and you can see the if you put something, happy, or something like coffee or something, it's always good. So it may not be the best indication of your algorithm. If you want to see extreme, that will give you a very good idea. And second thing, I would like to focus on that about the cloud. So I guess, so anybody brought laptop? You bought the, okay. Did you set up the Amazon account? It takes 2 minutes. Just take the credit card, put it there, and it's a free account. No, it's free. They won't charge you. So, what it is? So we'll be using a free version of Amazon free tier, or same thing you can use for Azure, Google. Everybody gives you for free. And what they do is these sentiment analysis APIs. They are like 5,000 calls you can do in a month. It's free, and after that, it's pretty cheap. So for all your use cases and experimentation, building a small application is more than enough. So I'm using the free tier account. So if you do not have, I can, if anybody interested, just set up the account. It takes 2 minutes, and then we can set up the. And who is a little bit familiar with programming or any kind of development? So are you guys familiar with GitHub? Okay, so the code is on the GitHub, so I can show you here so that you guys can type it.
Is your Wi-Fi here?
Yeah, it's Wi-Fi. Is I think it is that channel, and password is television. So let me post it on the. Hiren, can you comment the link of the GitHub to them so that if anybody is interested, they can do that?
This I have it.
You have the GitHub link? Oh. So I'll post it here in the comment. So you guys cannot see it. Sorry. So I posted the link over there. So this is the link. I posted on the meetup. So it's B Cloud Ready and Cloud Sentiment Analysis, and it has the instruction as well. So how to set it up, and if you want to play with it. So at the moment, what I've written, it supports Azure, AWS, maybe Google. I'll do it next week, and it can pull live data from Twitter. If you do not have a Twitter app account, you have to do that. For now, I have offline data. The data itself is in the repository. You can see this one. This, I think, Twitter CSV. There is some offline data is there already for your use case, and I'll post the JSON data as well so that you have something to play with it. So how many people are aware of cloud computing, private and public cloud? Everybody comfortable with it? So any idea? I mean, why? I mean, everybody has their opinion, right? Private versus public cloud or anything, especially in enterprise. What is your opinion? Which one we should go with it?
It depends on your infrastructure. So if you have already have your data center or this thing, maybe just then you want to have special where you make one keyboard, but because it's very expensive to move everything to the cloud. But if you're a newcomer, you don't have anything, then go to the cloud.
Yeah, this is one thing, but what I saw is there is another side of it. Usually, if you are in a large organization, I believe you guys know what I'm talking about. In any large organization, the movement of anything is very hard. Is so much politics, logistics, so much is there that what happens is sometimes if you want to get your data or some application out, it is much easier to do outside rather than inside. Even though you have everything there, machine is there, but just to get them your data over there, it is a nightmare. So that is why a lot of people are, even though they have their own data center, just to get rid of, it's got something called corporate cholesterol. As the corporate become bigger and bigger, they accumulate a lot of cholesterol. So take an example, to move a data or somewhere, you have to have 10 approvals from manager, from this. And second thing is, once you are ready to deploy it, often the case your organization may not have the latest or greatest tool, which is right now in the market. Take an example where I'm right now. We are still using monitoring like 20 years ago, which was built. Works pretty well, nothing wrong with that. The problem is agility of those tools are no longer there. There is a reason these things are there, because you can quickly do in agile fashion, which is not supported. So anyways, so
You have another issue, thinking large corporations dealing with data privacy and data security.
you can
Public cloud for anything other than infrastructure as a service, then you get into huge forests of protecting the data.
no, you can protect data pretty much. See, assume if you must have hearing every day, like this bank data got hacked, this bank data got hacked. It's very common. Your Equifax, it was all private cloud. It's not like, people often think that if the data is going outside, it's less secure. It may not be that case.
The quality of your security in-house is a completely separate question.
Yeah.
You actually get into legal problems what you're allowed to expose on public
Yeah.
cloud. And so one of the reasons some places go private cloud is they take one look at that and say, I've got other things to do with millions of dollars than pay lawyers all day.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has use case. Like everybody has that. So like Amazon also builds private cloud. They do it for government. They do.
Providers will do a very good job for you.
Yeah.
No problem with
Yeah. Maybe
that.
that
It's
will.
quite cheap too.
Yeah. Outside is pretty cheap.
Okay, so I downloaded this thing from GitHub, and how do I know if I have any AWS account? Where do I go?
You have to go to AWS. Go here. Wait 1 minute. Sorry, my mouse is So if I go here, AWS. So if you go to AWS, so you have to go to sign into console, and then basically you have to set up the account. So I have already set it up. And in that, once you set it up, you just have to type this comprehend. So it automatically pops up, AWS comprehend.
Yeah, I think I have it. Yeah, I'm there. I have an account.
Okay.
I haven't used it in years.
So another thing you have to choose is that the comprehend is not available in Canada. So you have to choose a US location which it supports. So if you see US is not Virginia, this location does support. Same way, if you're using Azure, you have to choose the US East location, because not every service is available in Montreal database. So this is a North Virginia database. So now if I click it here, so it will work. So yeah, it is there.
So interesting question. Let's say there's a Canada corporation, whatever, the data has to stay in Canada.
Yeah.
Is it okay to use that?
No, then what you do basically, you Amazon, like whenever they do a big client sign up, say assume you have a data locality case, okay?
Yeah.
They will make sure the data only in Montreal. It doesn't go anywhere outside.
But if you want to use this, you have to set it to the.
Yeah.
Then you cannot use it.
Yeah. So whatever service they have in your current geographic, they will support it.
They have excellent support that will figure out how to anonymize the data. And if you can check with your $1 million lawyers as to whether this is sufficient. And there are often ways of getting But for enterprise purposes, you consider the functional aspects of the data to anywhere without breaking the law. And
Yeah.
you spend 6 months or a year figuring this out.
Okay. No, I'm just curious because if it's not available in Canada, means Canada.
That means you can't do it tomorrow. Right? Maybe you can do it in July, maybe you can do it next December. Because there are
They're coming.
legal as well as technical issues to deal with.
Yeah, so we go to this one, and second thing you have to do is, are you okay? The problem is I have to move it like that because I cannot see this particular thing. Yeah. So second thing you have to do is you have to set up the IAM role so that you can access that particular service. So go to your AWS, click here, and type IAM. IAM. So if you go to IAM, you will see like something like this. So go and create user. So if I were you, I will just go ahead and say user, say users. I'll say add user. I'll call it say demo user. And click on this one, programmatic access. Otherwise it won't be able to access the API access. So what you are doing is you are creating a user which will have API level access to Amazon services. So next you go to the permission, and now you can choose role. So I already have created a comprehend role. If you, of course you do not have it, so you can create a new group as well. So I'll say go ahead and create a new group, and in the group you can choose any of the permission here. So say I say my demo group, and I want to say comprehend. Comprehend full access. Click the full access one, so you will have all read write access.
Way too fast for me. I'm stuck on the add user.
Did you add the user?
No, I don't know if I came up. I didn't catch how to add it. What do I say? Programmer?
Wait 1 minute.
Also, what can
Here where you are, say go to this one, say previous. Okay. Did you go to this one user? Did you see the screen?
yeah, add user.
Now go to the next.
Oh, just programmatic access.
Yeah, programmatic access. Yeah.
Okay, there.
And then go to next permission.
You're there.
And in permissions, this you see, do you see any group? Then you do a create group here. Yeah, right now it will create user and group at the same time.
Okay, I'll create it.
Create group and call something like say demo or something like that, demo group.
So you always need to have a group associated with it.
Yeah, so it's any kind of, in any software world, any computer world, you always have a user and you have a group and you have access policy. It's like a security 101. You have a AAA, authorization, authentication, and access. So when you do that, now you have to assign a predefined group, predefined role. Like this is the group, you want to assign certain kind of permission to it, right? So you go here in that search box and type comprehend. You will see this. Do you type comprehend?
Yeah, I see nothing else. I see.
Oh no, did you change the location? You have to change North Virginia.
Oh.
Any US location. Don't do it Canada. And you go at the top right corner and you see that. The location.
IAM does not require region selection.
No, not here. Let me show you. Wait. If you just click on AWS, and here you should see North Virginia at the right top corner.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, then it should be fine. Unless your account is not activated. It will need a credit card. Even though they will not charge, they need a credit card. That is how these services work. And once you add the user, where is this? So say I can go back again. So I go IAM. My user was not added. I'm again adding it. So say user, say demo user. No, it's not there. Add a user, demo user, programmatic access, this, and I already have a predefined role. It's called comprehend. So I will just assign this thing, assign the tag, and I don't want any tag. Just go ahead and create the user. So whenever you create a user, it will always show you this thing, secret access ID and secret key. This is, and make sure this is like your credit card. Actually, this username, I have done this mistake long time ago. This user and password, it is like your password to your bank account. So anybody has access to it. They can abuse your account on Amazon. They can start Bitcoin machine, and within few hours you can get hundreds of dollars of bill. Because once they, usually the biggest mistake what I did was, by mistake I put this user password in GitHub, and within hours there are bots running, and they spin up bunch of large VMs, large, extra large, and mining machine Bitcoin, and I didn't know it. After a few days, I got an email from Amazon saying, "Hey, it looks like your account is some suspicious activity." And I logged in, it was $800 bill already. I said, "What?" And then basically they said, "Okay, this is the thing." But then I explained them, they first time mistake they waive off. And now I think they have gone even better. Now if you by mistake, if you push a AMI key into GitHub, GitHub sends you immediately an email. So GitHub, they put a check already, and Amazon also sends an email. So now they are getting better, because basically it's a cost to Amazon, right? Most cases they write off. It's like your credit card. If it got stolen, the bank has to pay the bill. So same way, so just be careful, don't repeat the same mistake. So this is very crucial, and this username and password you will need when you access any API access for Amazon. Similar concept applies in your Google and your Azure or DigitalOcean, whatever service you are using. They have pretty much similar concepts. So this is, you should download and save it securely. And good thing about this is, if you think your ID is compromised, you can just delete it, inactivate. And actually you can see here, if you go to IAM, it actually tells you which key are used. So take an example, if I go to this user, say I have this comprehend user, right? So in that, it tells you last time when it was accessed. See, Amazon comprehend access today, because I was showing here in the a little bit demo. So in that way, you know when what was used, and you can control. And one more thing is about this. Make sure whenever you create any resources on AWS, it is always associated with the region. So assume someone hacked your account, they created in Montreal 20 servers. But if you're in North Virginia, you won't see any of them. So you have to go, if something that happens, make sure you go to all region and see, and delete or just disable the account. So this is the Amazon part setup. And second part actually is pretty much, it is in if you go to the GitHub repository, the instructions are already there. So what needs to be done? So first thing, you need a basic Python setup. Basic Python, if you have a Mac OS, then no problem. If you have Windows, then go ahead and install Anaconda. Anaconda is a Python distribution, works very peacefully in Windows. In Mac OS, you may not need it. It works out of the box. If you have Linux, then there's no problem. If you do not have access to either, then create a AWS EC2 box, which is a Linux virtual machine, and you can run from there. So here, few prerequisites are, if you want to have a live sentiment analysis, like you want to feed live to the data, in that case you need to have a Twitter dev app account. So you create an app account. I'm not covering on that, but you can, it's pretty straightforward, very much like the way I did for Amazon. Same style, you go to dev.twitter.com, and over there they also have the key, and they have a 4 key, 2 secret, 2 pass, something like that. And again, if that data is compromised, anybody can impersonate as you and post Twitter. Same like Facebook account getting hacked or something like that. So you need that, and AWS setup we did. Azure, I will not cover it because it's still there. You can go ahead. The code is there in the GitHub. It works on Azure as well. GCP, I haven't done it. And once you have done all setup, this is where you should put the credentials. So in your home directory, .aws/credential file, you put the credential in this format. Format is also given here so that you just have to copy paste and create it. So if I say, let me show the, say this is my box. So I'm talking about this. What is the dot?
Command plus.
Command. Now okay. I forgot this keyboard. Yeah. So basically, I just want to show you that like this. Something like this. You will have this credential, and same way you need to store your Twitter account if you want. So why it is like that? Because the Python code which is written, it looks for keys on that location. So if you put that location and region in that particular format, it should be fine. So AWS, you put in this format, you have to put the region also. It's very critical. And same way Twitter, you put consumer key, consumer secret, consumer access token, access secret. And second thing you do, of course, you do the git clone, and then do this pip. We are using Python 3, so do pip install pip this one. So I'll do say pip 3 -i -r. So if you do that, it will install all pip 3 command. Okay, pip install. So it will, if you have internet access, it will install all dependencies for you. So it will install your AWS Boto library and request and some dependency and Jupyter notebook so that you can see and visualize the data. And I'll just do a quick review of the code, not the whole thing, because I don't. So this is our code base. Let me see. Yeah, here. So code is this one. I will use offline one because I don't think you guys have the online. So Twitter, yeah, this one. So this is the code. It's pretty straightforward. It's basically what I did. I created wrappers around Amazon and Azure, wrapper around the API calls. And this one is the first step. What I'm doing, I'm just downloading the Twitter. That you don't have to do right now. It's I've already downloaded it, and I'll push this tweet.json into GitHub so that when you pull it, you will have all set up. And then next thing what we are doing here is basically just running a analysis. So let me do something here.
For the Twitter feed, do we have to always download it? Or
No, this is the offline I'm showing.
No, but we can access.
Yeah. So right now, which I'll show you the Twitter stream. So Twitter stream, take an example. I put a Trump, or assume say whatever hot topic you think right now. Okay, like say Trump, I put say 100 right now. Say 100 tweet. I don't want, because remember one thing. These all API has limit. If you hammer too much, they will block you. So do only when you have really business use case. If you are doing testing or practice, keep low level of calls. So take an example, AWS has 5,000 free. After 5,000, you have to pay for it. And they won't tell you when they start charging. So you have to do your own rate limiting.
So is there a way to query how many have I used? There's no.
I didn't see that. But the target of this application I'm building is basically what I'll do is I'll put some internal check. So assume you passed your 5,000, so it will automatically switch to Azure. If it passed Azure limit, which is 10,000, then go to Google. But it has not been implemented yet. So when you do 5,000 is a lot. Don't worry, you won't overdo it. So say I'll try to see 100 Trump tweets in the last right now. So this will be running live. So if I run this one, So say Twitter's team right now. Maximum batch size is 25. Okay, so it doesn't take. So see, we know the limit. The maximum batch size of AWS is only 25. You cannot give like in one shot you can give only 25 sentences. So say put 25.
So basically, like 25 times 1,000 is
Yeah, looks like, yeah. So see this one. So what I got here. So you can see the here sentiment. So see, people are tweeting. So this one, see, you have -4. It means negative. And this is the kind of comparison. The first one is showing there is a Python library called text blob, which is just a simple API. You know, just put the string and it will give you sentiment, minus or whatever. So this says this Python library is showing -4, and Amazon is also showing negative. Amazon shows in a different way: neutral, negative, positive, and it gives a score confidence level for each and every one. And then you have Azure is showing 1. Anything less than 5 you should consider maybe. So you can see comparison. That's what I was saying. Sentiment is always subjective. There is no absolute true or false or truth. So this API thinks this is this way. Amazon also thinks, and Azure thinks. So in that way, you can actually have a fair bit of understanding what kind of tweet is going on and what is the sentiment behind it. So I think you can say someone like, which one? Oh, I don't see any positive. Oh my God. Let's see something which has some positive. Today maybe it's a bad day for him. So usually I see it's a positive.
to the Python polarity is Python.
Yeah, it's a Python text blob library.
So internally they also have this sentiment.
Not they have. What I'm doing in the code. If you see the code, so what I'm doing here is there is three wrappers I wrote. So one is a Python, just inbuilt offline. It doesn't use any cloud service. This one is using AWS, Amazon Web Service, and this one is using Azure, Microsoft. So I'm taking the same sentence, I'm firing against 3 different libraries: one for local, one for Amazon, one for Azure, and just putting a comparison into a data frame.
Yes. So go back to the
Output
output. So
Yeah.
the first one.
is the Python, the first one, the offline library. Second one is the AWS sentiment, and last one is the Azure score. So every company show in a different way. Like how Amazon gives you a sentiment in a word, and it gives a score for each sentiment. So if I print more data on that negative, you will see it gives you 3 confidence level. Like for say negative score is, say, it must be 0.9 something, positive must be 0.01, and neutral must be 0. So it concludes that the confidence for being negative is the highest, and it gives you highest. But if you want to do more analysis, you can actually do a bit more on that based on what type of. So we can see some other, because today everything is, there is no positive, right? Yeah. So let's go something other any hashtag that you think of.
NASA.
Huh?
NASA.
NASA?
Yeah, you know.
It will be all positive. Any which has like some kind of 50-50. People have both side of opinion.
GM.
Yeah, GM will have, it will also be very negative.
Very negative.
Very negative.
Trade before terror.
Terror?
Trade terror.
With Apple.
Apple will be positive, I think. And something, people always try to be nice. It's not about, as a data, I just want to see both sides, how my algorithm performing. So let me try, say, Trump, what else? Trudeau or Canada, maybe? Or what else? Weed. Yeah, weed can, you see. Weed may be one option, yeah. Stock market could be one. So say what is the weed is showing. So weed, I see a lot of neutral. And one more thing, you see, here they are showing neutral, but this guy is showing is positive. 0.99. I mean, it's kind of a almost neutral, 0, no score. So you can do some kind of educated guess. 0.5 in text blob means neutral. So you see it's matching, and this guys gave you, even though this was neutral, Amazon gave it positive. I don't know any other tweet you can think of.
So in this Azure score, what is negative? What is a minus? Is considered negative because they are all positive number. And
I
then
Azure, I think this lesser the number. I think so.
but then even the very low is still neutral. So
Yeah,
do they go all the way to negative?
I didn't see any negative lately. It's I didn't do too much on Azure. Only I was checking this this
Because
Python
I
and
was
Amazon.
know the range. Like,
Yeah, you can actually. This is the thing. Like we can see Azure score. Like so, say Azure text analytics score. So I think these concepts we can read. I didn't go too much on this one. Yeah, no, they don't have negative. See, it's a lower the number, lower the confidence level. Looks like higher it is like a positive 0.99. And they have anything more than one? No, it cannot be more. So basically, closer to one mean. And I think negative should be negative if it is a negative sentiment. And did it show anything negative about Trump?
so it will never go negative.
No, actually, wait. Trump, actually, most of them were neutral. Oh, I didn't see. Sorry. This was Trump, right? Yeah. So see, most are neutral. Oh, no. Oh, sorry.
0.5 is neutral. 0.5.
Yeah, so no, in the Trump also, majority were neutral. I was somehow, I don't know what happened. I thought that is a negative. So you can see Azure, so 0.5 is neutral for Azure. And here I have -7 on Python. This is neutral and this is also negative. So this is negative and this is showing 0.
So they actually have one that let's say the 0.9 is kind of positive,
Positive, yeah.
but
0.9 is
neutral on the other two sides.
0.5 is neutral for sure.
So the different libraries.
Yeah, different libraries.
Giving different results.
And you have to, this is the key of subjectiveness, right? Who wrote it, how it was wrote. And also nowadays people are a lot of talking about AI bias, which is a very serious problem. Take an example, because in all AI and machine learning world, what you train a data based on historical fact. Assume there is a racial bias in historical data. Your algorithm will be racist also, right? So this is a really serious problem. Like take an example, because they're predicting based on past behavior. So these kind of things are always there. So who is writing the algorithm, how to make it least I think it's maybe debatable or something, but there is a factor, like every algorithm will have its own bias, good or bad. That is up to the academians to discuss. Yeah, so this is all about the demo. Anything else, you guys?
Notice you have 3 libraries there.
Yeah,
For example, one is AWS on Pi. These
Yeah.
are really durable that
yeah.
library project. So you define an active assignment score with that library.
Wait, let me see. This is Azure.py. This one.
No, I'm looking at AWS on Pi. For example.
Actually, I'm using this one. So AWS, this is the good thing about it, they are so developer friendly. AWS, whenever they launch a product, in the same day they launch the SDK also. So take an example, right? I have to do AWS, I have a API given by Amazon Boto library. You just call detect sentiment. That's it. And they have a bulk. See, I'm using bulk detect sentiment. So at a bulk, you can give 25 sentences, it gives you. But if same thing I see about Azure, they have given the REST API, not the SDK. So here I have to use the response, get post command, create the token. So it's not a big deal, but just for a beginner, maybe they are not very comfortable with something. So, but to my understanding, both are equally good. I mean, both are leading cloud brands. and I didn't do for Google. Maybe next time.
I want to see the offline one.
Yeah, offline is this one. See, local. That's it. This is a one line actually I'm doing.
But local, what do you mean? How do you call
This
it?
one,
What
this one.
function do you use?
Text block. And one we have, if you're coming from data science background, people like Jupyter Notebook.
Yeah.
So there are two notebooks are already there. So say online and offline. If you click here, and it will show you some. Jupyter is basically a Python framework, kind of which allows you to have interactive web-based programming, and it's very popular among data scientists because they can see and visualize and draw the graph plot. So take an example. This is. So you can see something like that. So you can do everything in the browser. You don't have to. And often the case, data science people, they are not software developers, right? They are just happen to use Python for their own use case. So yeah, I think that's it for me. Any questions or anything?
Would you share your slide?
I'll see if I can share.
Maybe after your presentation, maybe come over here. Because I want to try the same thing on my laptop.
Sure.
I'm stuck at the credentials file.
Oh,
So I'll go to the region. I want to do the same thing.
okay.
Yeah, your slides has the example of what is it? Just
Actually, everything is in the GitHub already.
Even in the credential format?
Everything. If you go to the document, it's pretty much. If you find something is missing, the best way as a open source project, open source is contribute, right? Just raise an issue. Here's the issue. Just create an issue. I'll fix it. Something like that. So feel free to contribute anything. Okay. Thanks everybody.